Hey everybody, this is dHunter, bringing another action figure collection video. This is going to be episode 39 of dHunter's complete Batman-related unopened action figures. This episode is going to consist of Mattel's DC Multiverse figures. After DC Universe Classics, Mattel made their 4-inch line, and that really pissed me off, as my entire collection was based off 6 and 7-inch action figures. But after a couple of years, I guess that didn't do so well. They went back to 6-inch. They launched Mattel's DC Multiverse line. Pretty cool line. Definitely had some home runs. Definitely had some failures. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures wave by wave. We'll take a look at what I have unopened and what I have opened as well. I have every single Batman-related figure from the Multiverse line unopened. If you want to see how extensive my unopened Batman action figure collection is, check out episode 1, the overview. There will be a link in the description below. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's see how we got to this point. Before we dig into this video, let's take a quick look at my overall action figure collection. Here's when I had everything laid out in the house. So I think I've finally done it. I've unpacked all of the figures. As you can see here, we have the Diamond Select Toys Gotham collection. Here's a bunch of my Mezco unopened figures. Some more Mattel stuff. Here's the Legends of the Dark Knight line. This is the Batman Power Attack line. Sort of Batman Unlimited. All my Justice League Unlimited stuff. This is the entire DC Direct and DC Collectibles Arkham collection. Mattel's 1966 line. DC Superhero Girls. All the different NECA Batman figures, some Target exclusive line, all the amazing Yamaguchi figures back there, some Spin Master stuff, the Mattel Batman Missions line. Of course, in the very back, it's my entire comic collection with all the recent McFarlane releases in front. And above that, got a bunch of DC Direct and Mattel figures in the last several years. Moving on, pretty much the entire Mattel's The Batman line. Back here in the back, got my SH Figure Arts Batman figures. This side, we've got all the different Mattel Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins figures. Massive amount of piles. Back here we've got the DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series figures, and a lot of them are on top as well. Can't wait to get to that video. That one and the Arkham Collection and DC Universe Classics. Some videos I'm really excited to do. Here are the Mattel figures. I can see the Batman Legacy, Batman Unlimited. It goes all the way from the original Batman line. Here's the Batmobile. And it's going to go all the way to DC Superheroes, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse. A ton of figures. Great era with Mattel. Fun stuff. But I do like what McFarlane's doing. But I do miss these days, that's for sure. Going back to Kenner and Hasbro. Ton of Batman Beyond. Batman the Animated Series stuff. I mean, that just seemed endless to go through. My word. Look at these piles of unopened figures. Batman Animated Series continues all the way back here. Absolute ton of stuff just stacked up. On top of this table here, got all the Mafex figures and a bunch of one-offs. Some Hasbro, some McFarlane, or Mattel rather, anniversary figures. Amazing Yamaguchi, Kia Asima, all kind of different import type stuff. Then we've got JLA and Total Justice figures. And then on to all the rest of the DC Direct stuff. Bunch of DC Direct Batman related figures. Some more chill in the back here. And I filled up all these shelves temporarily, just storing all these DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And it's almost done. Here's the Mattel Batman Brave and the Bold line. I did not realize how extensive that got. And a ton more Brave and the Bold down here. Moving on again, some old Toy Biz, Super Friends, and DC superhero figures, leading into the Dark Knight collection. Then we'll go to the Batman Returns figures, and then of course, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, there's a bunch of different Batcaves, and some more animated stuff in the back there. Now before the DC Multiverse line kicked off in full gear, they started off with this exclusive 2-pack. This is some kind of San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or Mattel Collector exclusive. It gave you the first taste of figures from Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. As you can see the logo on here, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. Backside, it's all blank, just some credits. Now I never actually opened this outer white box. It had a pretty nice packaging inside of here, and it contained a Batman and Superman figure. This set came with a nice diorama background, has an actual functioning bat signal. It's a very cool set, especially for that diorama piece. And it came with both a Batman and Superman figure. They both had cloth capes. Now this is not the same Batman figure that came with this, as it is some part swapping, and that guy, frankly, no longer exists. So here would be the first assortment of Mattel DC Multiverse figures. And I had sort of mixed feelings on the first wave. I really enjoyed the Joker figure, but I thought the rest of them were pretty soft. If you get all 6 of these figures, you get to build, collect, and connect the Justice Buster. That is Batman's strong armored suit to take on the Justice League. So let's check out the packaging. Completely different package than before. DC Multiverse, Batman 0-Year Edition. Here's the package. Looks like no accessories, but a piece of the Justice Buster. Backside, you can see the entire wave and the Justice Buster. Now you may look at these unopened figures and think to yourself, you said you only collect the Batman-related stuff unopened. That would be Batman and Joker. But each one of these figures contained a piece of the Justice Buster, so I had to get them unopened for my Batman collection. Next figure, Endgame Joker. He has that sort of ripped off face here. You can see it holding at the bottom, and a piece of the Justice Buster. Rest of the wave, the Collect and Connect figure. Then we have Arrow from the TV series. I always thought this figure was kind of soft. Here is Earth 23 Superman. I believe he's called Valzad. Not a character I'm too fond of. And it's pretty cool they gave us a Flash from the TV show to go alongside the Arrow. But the figure itself leaves a little bit to be desired. And finally, we have the Reverse Flash from the Flash TV series. This is my first Reverse Flash figure. Here's the 0-Year Batman out of the package. And I felt like the DC Multiverse figures were a little bit larger than the DC Universe Classics figures, and that pleased me as it helped bridge the gap between my action figure collection. And here's the Endgame Joker. It's actually a pretty good rendition of this Joker. Not quite as good as the DC Direct, but a close second. Now I don't actually still have my Arrow figure. I got a buddy who's a big Flash fan, and he really wanted to have Arrow to pair up with the Flash, so I'm just selling him my Arrow. Figured I didn't really need him, but I kind of regret it slightly. Once again, I felt like this figure was pretty soft. Here's the Earth 23 Superman. Probably my least favorite figure in the wave, as I don't think the figure is that good, and it's not a character I really care about that much. And here's the CW's Flash figure. The figure's pretty soft, not terrible, but definitely not nearly as good as what McFarlane's going to be offering for the same price. And here's the Reverse Flash from the TV show. Shares a lot of parts of Flash. and that makes perfect sense. Get all 6 of these figures, and you complete the Justice Buster, large armored suit Batman used to fight the Justice League in an issue in the New 52. Around the same time as that first wave, there was a Walmart exclusive 3 figures, 30th anniversary edition of Batman The Dark Knight Returns. This is sort of a continuation of the one figure they made in the Batman Unlimited line. They released that figure in blue and gray colors. Then we have the Son of Batman and Superman. I was really excited for the Son of Batman. It's a brand new character not made before, and it's an army builder, and it's a gang that works for Batman. Ton of stuff I can do with that in my action figure world. Same packaging, DC Multiverse, Batman, Dark Knight Returns, 30th Anniversary Edition. Image of him from the comics. Here's Batman. He's on that Masters of the Universe Classics buck. He has a Batarang. Backside, you can see the 3 figures you can get in this assortment. Then, of course, the Son of Batman. He has a torch, shotgun, and the bat symbol painted across his face. This is done of the Guy Gardner Green Lantern body. Pretty good reuse, if you ask me. I really wish they'd use the same body to make a mutant gang member as well. Then we have Superman. He gives that kryptonite arrow. Superman, Dark Knight Returns. Here's the blue version of the Dark Knight Returns Batman. Exactly the same figure as the black version, and I actually like both of them quite a bit. Here's Superman in the package, also done on that He-Man Master Universe Classics buck. This is the only 6-inch scale Dark Knight Returns Superman. We have a couple of 7-inch scale ones out there. At least, he's the only one until the Mafex one comes out. Here's the Son of Batman out of the package. Like I said before, this is done with the DC Universe Classics Guy Gardner Green Lantern body. Pretty good reuse. Only a couple small inaccuracies, but nothing major. In addition to the fact that this is a brand new character, a Batman ally, it's also an army builder. And you don't even have to head swap. Pretty much all these Sons of Batmans had shaved head and the bat symbol on their face. And like I said, an army builder, and army building is my specialty. I got 8 of these Sons of Batmans to work for my Batman in my overall action figure collection. I also mentioned they could use the same body to make a mutant gang member. Since Mattel wasn't going to do that, I made 4 of my own. I think came out really good, including the infamous Robin Dawn. And then they made a wave from the Batman vs. Superman movie. This wave consisted of Batman, Armored Batman, Nightmare Batman, Unmasked Batman, Superman, Superman with an alternate head with heat vision, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Lex Luthor, and the Bat Creature. This wave here was a collect and connect Bat Grapple from the movie. What a terrible idea, giving you sort of a cosplay type prop. They should have made it collect and connect Doomsday. I think it was a horrible decision on their part. So let's check out half these figures at a time. So here's the first half of the figures. We have 4 Batman variants and the Bat Creature. Batman vs. Superman, DC Multiverse, Batman vs. Superman, Batman. No traditional accessories, and his articulation definitely was a little awkward. On the back, you can see the collect to connect a Batman grapnel. And they were kind of secretive. They only showed you half the wave at first. I think it was 5 through 8 coming soon. They were really trying to avoid spoilers for the film. Batman vs. Superman, Armored Batman, looks fantastic. He has his grenade launcher from the film. The back, same 4 figures, grapnel launcher. Here's the Nightmare Batman. 3 Batarangs, and they would have made a lot more sense coming with the traditional Batman. This guy could have come with some guns. Removable goggles. As you can see, they're starting to show you more figures from the line. This one here is the Batman Unmasked. Got the Bruce Wayne head here, and it does not look like Ben Affleck at all. Here's one of those really ugly Batman masks that looks really big and bulky when you put it on top of the unmasked head. This guy here was a Toys R Us exclusive. He came with a variant piece for the grapnel. And then finally, we have this bat creature. This guy was featured in the film for like 20 seconds. Found it a very odd character choice, but I really do like the figure. You can see the entire wave at this point. Here's the regular Ben Affleck Batman. Sculpt's kind of soft, articulation is awkward, and the suit is way too silver looking. Here's the armored Batman. Now I really loved this figure when it first came out, but now I can see it's a lot softer than I originally thought it was. Here's the Nightmare Batman. He's from a really cool part of the film. I really liked this guy when he came out. He's still a pretty good Nightmare Batman. Of course, Mezco Mayfix did better, but they cost considerably more. Here's the Unmasked Batman. I ended up head swapping this guy. He's on the Batman from the initial 2-pack that had the cloth cape. This guy had a pretty cool textured cape, and I really wanted to leave the regular Batman head on this body, so that's just what I did. And I bought an extra one of these Unmasked Batmans. I took the Bruce Wayne head and popped it onto a wrestling body. I wanted a very large bruiser body, similar to the Ben Affleck sort of physique. Now this head is definitely way too small for this body. And here's the Bat creature. A very odd figure choice. I actually really like this figure. I think it's really cool and really creepy. But it's from a dream sequence that lasted 20 seconds in the film. Kudos to Mattel for trying something different though. And here's the second half of figures from Batman vs Superman. We'll start off with Henry Cavill's Superman figure. Batman vs Superman logo. Batman vs Superman, Superman, Collect and Connect grapnel blaster replica. No accessories. The grapple, first 4 figures. Then they released this other Superman. This is a Toys R Us exclusive. It came with an alternate piece for the grapple. He has this alternate head with the red eyes. Suit is quite a bit darker than the other Superman. The back simply shows him and the grapple. Here's Wonder Woman. She comes with her sword and shield, and I use those for my McFarlane Wonder Woman. Backside, first 4 figures, the grapple. Then we have Aquaman. He appeared in the film for just a couple seconds on a surveillance footage. Likeness, not so hot. The back, at this point, you can see all the figures. Not sure why they made the Bat creature like a secret figure or something. It was definitely not a spoiler for the film. And finally, Lex Luthor. I'm glad I made a figure of him. I love civilian figures. I remember this guy being pretty cheap on clearance over time. The back, the entire line. Here's the standard version of the Henry Cavill Superman with a lighter suit. Very similar to what they released for Man of Steel. And here's the darker suit version of Henry Cavill Superman. He has the angry head with the heat vision eyes. This one was a Toys R Us exclusive. Here's this Wonder Woman. She doesn't look too bad. Her accessories are good. Her face kind of sucks. They later released a Toys R Us exclusive individual Wonder Woman with a much better face. And then the ones from the Wonder Woman film had that similar face, but this is the one with the original dog face. Here's this Aquaman. Possibly the worst Aquaman that Mattel ever made in the 6-inch scale. And here's this Lex Luthor. Like I said, I'm really into civilian characters, so I was really happy they made this guy. I even got a second one to make a custom Tim Drake in civilian attire. And if you were to get all 8 of the main figures, you would complete the back grapple. And if you got the other 2 variants, you would get some variant projectile pieces. The next wave is going to be Collect and Connect New 52 Doomsday figure. I only got the Batman related stuff unopened. We have Batman the Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman, the Dark Knight Returns Mutant Leader, the Dark Knight Returns Carrie Kelly Robin, and then Batman vs Superman Prison Suit Lex Luthor. I thought it was really cool. They gave us an individual Batman vs Superman figure in a later wave. And they're continuing with the Dark Knight Returns collection. DC Comics, Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman. He looks pretty good and accurate to the source material. On the back, you can see all the different figures. Doomsday. Now I did pick up Superman Doomed, and Supergirl, but I didn't need them in my unopened Batman collection. Then we have the Mutant Leader. I remember he was pictured with nipples, but they removed them for the store. He's got a torch, crowbar. And here's Carrie Kelly Robin. Man, this figure was not popular. It seemed to be everywhere, flooding stores and pet warming. I personally liked this figure, but I remember one time seeing 47 of them at a Walmart store. Rest of the wave, Doomsday. And finally, we've got the prison suit Lex Luthor. I was really excited for this figure as it continued the Batman vs Superman collection, and I thought I could do some serious army building with the prison suit. Lex Luthor, rest of the wave. Here's the armored Batman out of the package. I bought 2 of these figures, and I used the old man Bruce Wayne head that came with Flash from the Dark Knight Returns 2. That way, I have both versions of him with this fight versus Superman. I actually think this figure is a little bit underrated. It's really nice looking. Here's the Mutant Leader. Although not as good as the Mezco Mutant Leader, it's definitely a fair figure for the price. I do remember the promotion material. He had nipples sculpted on, but I guess somewhere down the road that didn't get approved. Here's the Carrie Kelly Robin. This was probably my favorite version of her until the McFarlane one. This figure did not seem popular at stores. I don't know if they just made a bunch of her or people didn't want her, but I've seen her on clearance so many different times. You can probably still get her cheaper from retail. I actually bought an extra Carrie Kelly Robin for really cheap online. Cut all the flesh parts out of her and made my Jason Todd memorial for the Batcave out of that. Here's Lex Luthor in the prison suit. This is from the end of the film, after he had his head shaved and he's at Arkham Asylum. And like I said, when I first found out about this figure, I saw some great potential for army building. I bought a total of 9 of these guys, 8 of which to open, and I have 8 prisoners for a bunch of different action figure scenarios. And I didn't exactly need them in my Batman collection, but I got the Super Doom and Supergirl. I thought I could use a Super Doom for some various scenarios, and Supergirl as well, and I was so close to having a Doomsday. I didn't have it at this point. But I didn't think I needed them in my unopened collection, as they're not Batman related. And if you were to complete the entire wave, here's the Doomsday figure you'd get. Definitely bigger than an average figure. Not a bad Doomsday, that's for sure. And now on to the Suicide Squad wave. This is from the first Suicide Squad film. I thought to myself, this is an opportunity to get a bunch of Batman characters, and it didn't really disappoint. We have Batman, a couple versions of the Joker, a few versions of Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Rick Flag, El Diablo, and Katana. As far as I'm concerned, Batman, Joker, Harley Quinn, and Deadshot, and maybe Katana are the only Batman-related characters here, but each one of these figures has a piece of the Collect and Connect Killer Croc, so they're all part of my Batman collection. Let's check out half the figures first. Here are the first 6 figures from the Suicide Squad. We have Batman, Joker, and Harley Quinn. It's in the same multiverse packaging. You can see Suicide Squad at the top. Suicide Squad, Batman. He came with 3 batarangs, a grenade, gravity launcher, bat cuffs, and an alternate head. Where are those accessories during the Batman vs Superman line? On the back side, you can see Killer Croc here. He has no jacket on, and here's the rest of the wave. Here's the first Joker. This is the look he sported in most of the film. Shirtless, tattoos, purple jacket. He comes with a Joker cane. The back, Killer Croc. Rest of the wave. Here's another version of the Joker. This one has his silver tux on, maroon shirt. Comes with a pistol. Now, I prefer this figure to the other one. I like my Joker in a suit. On the back, bunch of figures, and you see Killer Croc here. This one has the jacket on. There are some variant parts depending on which figures you got. Here's one of the Harley Quinn figures. It's probably my favorite. This one has the jacket on. Comes with a mallet. Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn. You can see this one was part of the variant Killer Croc. And yet another Harley Quinn. Very similar to the other one, but this one doesn't have a jacket on. She comes with her signature bat, Harley Quinn, regular version of Croc, rest of the wave, and finally Harley Quinn in her party dress from the beginning of the film. Harley Quinn, variant Croc, rest of the wave. Here's this Batman out of the package. I chose to display him with the gas mask on, as to be a little bit different from the Batman vs Superman version. Here's the first version of the Joker. Now, it took me a really long time to warm up to the look of the Joker in the Suicide Squad, but I appreciate him nowadays in retrospect. Here's the variant Joker with a silver jacket. I think this is a much better version of Joker than the other one. Here's Harley Quinn with the jacket. This would be the best version, the most complete version. Here's the next version of Harley Quinn, no jacket. It is literally the exact same figure, just without the jacket on. Here's party dress Harley Quinn. I believe this was an Amazon exclusive, but it was available for a long time. I have the Mayfix version of this Harley Quinn, and it really gives me a lower opinion of this one. Here are the second half of the Suicide Squad figures: Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Rick Flag, Diablo, and Katana. Here's Deadshot, arguably the main character in the film. Two alternate heads, one with a mask on, one with a mask off. Suicide Squad, Deadshot. On the back, you can see Killer Croc, the rest of the wave. Then we have Captain Boomerang, Suicide Squad, Boomerang, comes with 3 boomerangs. Killer Croc, rest of the wave. Here's Rick Flag. Both him and El Diablo were some kind of exclusives. They didn't come with the Killer Croc parts. Suicide Squad, Rick Flag, 3 guns. Just shows him there. No Killer Croc. And then more from the wave. Suicide Squad, Diablo. 2 alternate hands. Some have fire attached. Once again, just shows him. He has no Killer Croc parts. Rest of the wave. And then we have Katana. I do wish somehow in the film they implied she was an undercover agent of the Bat. I think that would have been really cool. She has 2 swords, 2 sheaths. Killer Croc. The rest of the wave. Here's the Deadshot figure. I always preferred to display him with the mask on, as he looked more like the signature villain Deadshot than Will Smith. Here's Captain Boomerang. It's an okay figure. Here's the Rick Flag figure. When I first saw him, I thought to myself, army building. I got a total of 11 of these figures. One of which is Rick Flag, one of which stays unopened, and then 9 of which are some more soldiers that work for Amanda Waller. Here's El Diablo. I was pretty excited when I found out they're making this figure. Although he's not a Batman villain, he can definitely be used for one. Here's Katana. For a while, this was the only 6 or 7 inch Katana figure out there. I used her for an agent of the Bat for many years. I'd say now the best one is Mattel's Rebirth Katana. And if you were to buy all the figures and all the variants, you could potentially make 2 different versions of Killer Croc. Me, being the crazy guy that I am, I had to build Croc 2 different times so I could have 2 versions at the same time. Yes, that did require me buying a couple of the figures more than once. And as a bonus, there was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack, the Joker and Panda Man. Panda Man was this ridiculous henchman he had in the film. Didn't say anything. I believe he had some deleted scenes. Suicide Squad, Joker and Panda Man, DC Comics Multiverse. It's got this outer box, and on the inside, it was sort of like a cereal box for Panda Man. Really nice packaging. Here's this version of the Joker and the Panda Man. This version of the Joker has the Batman leggings. And this Panda Man, he does stay in my Joker base as a Joker henchman, but he looks more like something out of the game Fortnite. And I saved the old box for the one I opened. As you can see, Panda Man, Joker, the Joker O's, kind of like a cereal box. An explosion in every bite. Comes with a Batman mask. Little game you can play in the back. And here's the Justice League wave. I only got 2 figures unopened. And those are both versions of Batman. As you can see at the top, Justice League. This is Batman in his tactical suit. He comes with a piece of Collect and Connect Steppenwolf. On the back side, you can see the rest of the wave and Steppenwolf. And then here's the regular suit Batman. It's a repaint of the Batman vs Superman Batman. Pretty much all in black. This guy was a Walmart exclusive. Justice League Batman. On the back, you can see the 2 Walmart exclusive figures, Cyborg with a helmet. And if you got both those figures, you can complete the 3 mother boxes. Here's Batman in his tactical suit. As far as the Mattel Batman figures they're making at the time, this is one of the better ones. And here's the regular suit Batman from Justice League. I really wish McFarlane would make a regular Batfleck figure. Now I did get all the figures and all the different variants Mattel offered from the Justice League film, but I didn't feel like I needed them in my unopened Batman collection. And if you got all the figures, you'd be able to collect and connect, build Steppenwolf. I also got 6 of these Parademon figures. As far as the cinematic Parademon goes, this is the best figure of one out there. And there are at least 4 other 6-inch versions. I got 6 of them for what I believe are pretty obvious reasons. Here's the next wave. This was to build a figure, the Rookie. The Rookie was an armored batsuit that Commissioner Gordon used working with the GCPD. Struck me as kind of dumb from afar, but the comics have a little bit of merit at least. We have Batman, Batwing, Duke Thomas, and the Reaper. This is sort of the point of the multiverse line. They turned the corner and really started to appeal to me. I did enjoy the Suicide Squad stuff, but I really liked this comic Bat character wave. DC. I want to put this annoying sticker on here. Really annoying for unopened collectors. It's clearly from their online picking. This is the Rebirth Batman. It was a very nice figure. One of their better Batman figures at the time. The backside, you built the Rookie. Here's the rest of the wave. Batman, Reaper, Duke Thomas, Batwing, and the Atom. Now, according to my logic, I should have the Atom unopened as he contained part of the Rookie, which is a Bat character. So it looks like I screwed up on this wave. Then we have Batwing. Super excited to get this character. He has large gliding wings in the back. While we're put another one of those really annoying stickers on here. Rookie, the wave. And then Duke Thomas from We Are Robin. Of course, nowadays, he's better known as the Signal. But 2 new supporting Bat characters, never made in action figure form, from the current comics. What a fantastic wave. Usually with Mattel, you might get one of those things every 5 waves or so. Rest of the wave, the Rookie. In addition to that, they give us the Reaper from Batman Year 2. Brand new Bat villain, never been made before. This is the character that Phantasm was based off of. Not only that, but this figure looks great. I was so happy to add this rogue to the roster. Rookie, the wave. Here's a Rebirth Batman out of the package. This is probably my favorite Batman figure from Mattel's Multiverse era. Here's Batwing. Still the only Batwing figure they've ever made. I was really hyped to get a Luke Fox, a modern member of the Bat family that hadn't been released before. And here's Duke Thomas. I was also really hyped to get this guy, a new member of the Bat family. Although he didn't use his costume very long, he's now in the Signal and nobody's made a figure of them yet. McFarlane's making a sort of medieval Dark Knight's Metal Duke Thomas, and frankly that kind of sucks. I would rather have him in the Signal costume. And here's the Reaper. This is the only Reaper figure ever made. Fantastic figure on a brand new Bat Rogue. Of course, I also got the Atom figure. I probably wouldn't have gotten him if it didn't come with a piece of the Rookie, but according to my logic, I should have him unopened as well. So I guess he's the only figure missing in my Mattel Multiverse unopened Batman-related action figure collection. And if you were to buy all 5 of the figures, you would collect and connect, build the figure the Rookie. I personally use this as an armored batsuit in my action figure collection. I'm not super fond of the era where Gordon was Batman. Here's the next wave. This was Build-A-Figure King Shark from the Flash TV show. Here are the Bat-related characters unopened. We have Jim Gordon as Batman, which I find very odd it didn't come in the Rookie wave. The Dark Knight Returns Joker, Burnside Batgirl, and then Damian Wayne as Robin. DC Multiverse, Batman, super heavy Jim Gordon as Batman. He's in his bat suit, and he has a removable head. Definitely not my ideal version of Jim Gordon. Backside, Collect and Connect King Shark, the rest of the figures in the wave. There's also Old School Flash, Zoom, and Hawkman. Definitely didn't need those in my unopened Batman collection. Here's the Joker from the Dark Knight Returns. This is possibly their best Dark Knight Returns figure. They nailed it with this Joker. He has the alternate head with the batarang in the eye, pistol, King Shark, rest of the wave. Then we have Batgirl. She's in her Burnside costume. Built King Shark, Batgirl, Batgirl Burnside. She has a yellow batarang and what appears to be a cell phone. Backside, King Shark, rest of the wave. Then we have Damian Wayne as Robin. This is the second Damian Wayne that Mattel made, and I personally prefer the first one. This one came with a variant head of King Shark with a hammerhead version from the comics. He also has a katana, and one of the coolest things he has, a Court of Owls mask, and I put that to really good use. Backside, here's the variant version of King Shark. Here's the rest of the figures in the wave. I was able to obtain a total of 3 of these Court of Owl masks, and put them to good use, as you'll see shortly. Here's Jim Gordon as Batman. Like I said, definitely not my ideal version of Gordon or Batman. Here's the Dark Knight Returns Joker. Like I said, they nailed it with this guy. The sculpt, the size, the alternate batarang head, 2 thumbs up Mattel. And here's the Batgirl Burnside. Thought the figure was a little bit too small, as Barbara Gordon's definitely not a teenager anymore. But it's still not a bad figure, and it was nice to add her to the modern Bat allies. Here's the Damian Wayne Robin. This one has the hood up. The previous one Mattel made had the hood down, and I prefer being able to see him. I got a couple of these guys because I wanted more of the Court of Owls masks, and I had a couple ideas what I could do with the bodies. Here are 4 versions of Mattel Damian Wayne Robin. I had 2 of the previous version and 2 of this version. Did some head and cape swapping. This is what I ended up with. I used these Damian Court of Owl masks for my female Court of Owls members. They were a little bit smaller than the Court of Owl mask that came with the DC Collectibles Talon. Now I don't actually remember why I have 3 of these masks. I bought Damian twice, so that accounts for 2 of them. I must have got a loose one from someone on the internet. They made for some great addition to my Court of Owls. Here are the 3 figures from the wave that I didn't get to keep unopened. Old School Flash, Zoom, and Hawkman. I mainly got these guys for the King Shark parts, but I'm happy to have these figures as well. And if you're to get all 6 figures in the wave, and the 7th Toys R Us exclusive Damian Wayne Robin, you'd be able to complete King Shark. This is one of Mattel's best Build-A-Figures, not only in the Multiverse line, but in their entire years holding DC license. Fantastic figure. I actually prefer the one without the hammerhead, even though it's from the TV show and the other one's from the comics. But it works great to be from both versions in your action figure world. Here's a Wonder Woman from the Dark Knight Returns sequel. That sequel sucks, and honestly her design sucks too, but technically she's from a Batman graphic novel, so I'd have her in my unopened collection. She was part of a 2-figure wave to Collect and Connect, Dr. Psycho, and I definitely wanted to get that little bugger in my collection. Wonder Woman, backside, you can see it's her, Wonder Girl, and you get Dr. Psycho, especially with the Harley Quinn TV show. Definitely happy to have it in my collection. Here's this Wonder Woman. Like I said, not a fan of the Dark Knight Returns sequel, not a fan of this design for Wonder Woman. Here's the Wonder Woman and the Wonder Girl from this wave. They actually have nothing to do with each other. The Wonder Girl is sort of the modern version, and this Wonder Woman is from a what-if, potential future graphic novel. And if you get them both, you get this little Dr. Psycho figure. 2 thumbs up for Mattel for making this guy. He's a pretty cool figure, and I think he's a crazy idea for a Build-A-Figure. Here's Flash from the Dark Knight Returns sequel. Once again, bad book. Don't like the design of the character either. He comes with a little figure of Adam, the unmasked old Bruce Wayne head from Dark Knight Returns, which is very useful in the collection. Dark Knight Returns, the Flash, and the Atom. On the back side, you can see Flash, Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, Joker, Mutant Leader, the majority of Mattel's Dark Knight Returns collection. This guy was a Walgreens exclusive. Here's Flash out of the package. Not a fan of this black costume. And the shorts. Come on. Here's what I did with the old man Bruce Wayne head that came with this Flash. I believe you were intended to put it onto this armored Dark Knight Returns body. Now I got a second one. I got a buddy who's a big Flash fan. He got this figure but didn't want the head, so I got it for free. I put on the suited body to have an old man Bruce Wayne in civilian attire. And then speaking of Walgreens exclusives, I also got this Bizarro. I got him loose because he's a cool figure. I definitely didn't need him unopened in my Batman collection. And their final releases in the red packaging before they changed the packaging of the Multiverse figures, they made a Super Friends wave. Had Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Aquaman. I just got Batman for obvious reasons. Super Friends Batman comes with Batarang, grappling launcher. He has a cloth cape with that old school little clamp that goes around their necks. Big homage to what came before. Backside, you can see Batman and the rest of the wave. Here's a Super Friends Batman out of the package. Looks pretty good with the cloth cape, but you can see Mattel can still get use out of this DC Universe Classics Series 1 Batman body more than 10 years later. And that was the end of the red packaging for the Multiverse figures. Before we move on to the blue packaging, let's check out the multipacks and vehicles they made before they switched over. Here's a 2-pack from the Dark Knight Returns. This is Batman versus Superman, but they're both done in this weird black paint scheme. It's from the cover of, I think, the Dark Knight Returns number 3. It's a cool set, but not very practical in the action figure collection. Batman all in black has a sonic gun. Superman has that really cool laser beam for his eyes. But the two figures done in black just looks odd. This is the kind of package you'd want to keep unopened. Doesn't serve a lot of purpose loose. Batman, Dark Knight Returns, Batman and Superman. Batman on one side, Superman on the other. The back, you can see the two of them fighting. This is more or less how the cover looked. And here's this Batman and Superman. While they're not practical, they do look pretty cool, especially Superman, with those red eyes on the black skin. And Mattel didn't make very many vehicles in their Multiverse line, nor the DC Universe Classics line, but they did make this Batmobile from Justice League. This is a phenomenal piece. This thing scales great, sculpted perfect. The cockpit is large, it'll even hold your McFarlane figures. I believe this thing was some kind of Amazon exclusive. I could be wrong about that. So let's check out the packaging. DC, Justice League Batmobile, and at the top, DC Comics Multiverse, window box packaging. One side, Justice League. Other side shows a Batmobile. Bottom simply has a barcode. And on the back side, you can see the vehicle, all the different action features, and a checklist with all the figures. Here's this Batmobile. It's an absolutely amazing piece. And then we have this other absolutely giant piece. This is Mattel's Multiverse Ultimate Justice League Batmobile. The 1/10th scale Batmobile, which is the right scale for McFarlane figures. I don't think this one looks as good as the Multiverse version, the 6-inch one. Packaging is gorgeous. This is a radio-controlled Batmobile. Has a camera inside. You can see the Batmobile is going from its point of view. Smoke comes out the back. It can raise up, raise down. Has sounds, lights, all kind of cool stuff. One side of the pack, you can see Justice League, the Multiverse Batmobile, the smoke effect, etc. Very impressive piece. And the other side, just like this. Here's this car. It's a very nice piece, but I think the proportions are a little bit off compared with the Multiverse Batmobile. Unfortunately, over time, mine has stopped working properly. I can't get it connected to the app anymore. I've reinstalled, and the last time I was able to get it to work, the camera didn't work, which is extremely disappointing. At this point, the figures were in new packaging. This is blue packaging. I felt like the releases were even stronger at this point, like Mattel stepped their game up. I'm sure it's a sheer coincidence at the time the packaging changed. We have Batwoman, Two-Face, Rebirth Superman, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern Jessica Cruz. In addition to that, there was a Collecting Connect Clayface figure. Clayface is one of my favorite Bat villains, and it is one of the best Collecting Connect figures in all of Mattel's run. There are some really good ones out there too. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see, Collecting Connect Clayface, Batwoman by DC Multiverse. Not only does she have the Clayface parts, but she has an unmasked Batwoman head. On the back, you can see 5 figures make Clayface, 5 figures from this wave. And then we have Two-Face from the Modern Comics. I believe he was from All-Star Batman and Robin. Pretty good looking Two-Face. He comes with alternate hands with the coins in them, Clayface parts, a pistol, Clayface, the wave. Rebirth Superman, pretty good figure, a little bit thinner than my liking. Superman, wave, Clayface. Here's Martian Manhunter. I believe this one is from the CW universe. He comes with this sort of plant sport thing, some alternate hands, Clayface, and the wave. And Jessica Cruz, another one to add to your Green Lantern core. She has a bunch of energy effects. Her lantern. Here's Batwoman out of the package. Definitely the best Batwoman figure out there. DC Direct made a couple of them, but this is the most articulated and the best sculpt. A little too small for the McFarlane figures, but she looks pretty good next to their DC Rebirth Batman. Here's Two-Face out of the pack. Pretty nice, modern looking Two-Face. Here's the Rebirth Superman. At least Mattel got the boots right. Here's Martian Manhunter. Although he's from the TV show, I thought he worked pretty good for a modern comic Martian Manhunter. And here's Jessica Cruz. Yet another addition to your Lantern Corps. And if you were to get all 5 figures in the wave, you would be able to collect and connect this Clayface. And this is one of Mattel's best figures in their multiverse line. Between him and Alfred, those are definitely my favorite 2 releases. And there were supposed to be a couple of other figures, Toys R Us exclusives. I believe it was Beast Boy and a Wally West Flash. They were supposed to come with alternate hand pieces for Clayface. Unfortunately, it never came out. The next wave was the Collecting Connect Lex Luthor. He was in his sort of Superman-looking Justice League suit. No, I had no interest in getting him. I do not like that version of Luthor. I don't like him being on the Justice League. I think it's kind of dumb, honestly. And I don't like him wearing a Superman-type suit. Batman was the only one I got from the traditional wave. This is a Gotham by Gaslight Batman. There was also Harley Quinn and Spoiler. I believe they were Walmart exclusives, and they come with variant pieces for Lex Luthor. Here's Batman, DC. He has Lex Luthor's head. Gotham by Gaslight Batman. The backside. You only needed 4 figures to complete Luthor. It's kind of like the line was running out of steam, and they're making the Collecting Connect figures less and less quantity to build them. Like I said, definitely had no interest in this version of Luthor. Then Harley Quinn here. She came with a small little mother box for Lex Luthor, but what appealed to me, this is Harley Quinn from the Rebirth comics. You can see variant Lex Luthor here with the sort of dark side head. And then Spoiler here. Boy, was I excited. I've wanted a Spoiler figure for a long time. Got a couple custom versions, but this is the Team Detective Rebirth version. She has the dark side Luthor head, some nunchuck type things. Now, I don't think the Spoiler figure is very popular, which surprised me. It's exactly the type of figure I wanted from Mattel. Even though it's a Walmart exclusive, I saw this thing for dirt cheap on Amazon years later. Here's the Gotham by Gaslight Batman. I missed the DC Direct one back in the day, so I was happy to add this version of Batman to the collection. Semi-cloth cape. I like this figure quite a bit. Here's the Rebirth Harley Quinn. Not my favorite Harley Quinn outfit. This figure is also getting to be pretty large, which actually appealed to me. And then Spoiler here. Yes, I love this figure so much. This is the only version of Spoiler ever officially made. Well, they did make Stephanie Brown in her Batgirl outfit by DC Direct a long time ago. This figure is still irrelevant today. I like it a lot. This next wave is a Collect and Connect Ninja Batman from the animated film Ninja Batman. Now, for this being a Collect and Connect Batman figure wave, there was very little Batman-related characters in this. So honestly, I was kind of pissed off that I had to buy all these figures that I didn't necessarily want just to make Batman, and I had to buy them twice. And I know you guys are thinking, dHunter, you didn't have to do this. Shh, hush. So let's check them out. Here is Nightwing, Collect and Connect, Ninja Batman, Nightwing by DC. This is actually a very nice Nightwing figure. As you can see, Ninja Batman, you have to get 6 figures here, a lot more from the previous assortment with only 4. Now the rest of these figures, Starfire, Wally West, Black Lightning, John Stewart Green Lantern, and Beast Boy, I don't consider any to be Batman related. I probably would have skipped almost all of these if I didn't have to get them. But it's kind of nice to have some of these characters in my collection. Starfire, DC, she has some energy effects. Wally West, not really Kid Flash anymore, all grown up. Here's Black Lightning. I don't believe I had any Black Lightning figures, so I was always kind of thinking it'd be cool to add him to the Batman and the Outsiders team, even though this one is based off the TV show. John Stewart Green Lantern. Pretty normal looking John Stewart, and that appeals to me, but the figure's kind of small and kind of thin looking. Ninja Batman, rest of the wave. And then we have Beast Boy. I think this is the same figure that was supposed to come with the Clayface extra hands, but when Toys R Us collapsed, they put him out this way. Some Ninja Batman parts, Beast Boy. Here's Nightwing, by far my favorite figure in the wave. This is a very nice modern Nightwing, pretty much every bit as good as the DC Universe Classics Nightwing. Here's Starfire, part of the Teen Titans, son of seeing Nightwing. And I actually don't have this Wally West anymore. My buddy's a big Flash fan and wanted to buy him. Ended up selling him off, and kind of regret it. Here's Black Lightning, from CW's Arrowverse. And then, the John Stewart Green Lantern. Not a bad looking figure, very basic, regular looking, just feels a little too thin and small. Here's Beast Boy. This is the only Beast Boy that I have, so I was happy to add him to my list. Scratch that. I do have the DC Superhero Girls Beast Boy, but that one barely even counts. This guy will work with my Teen Titans sometimes. And if you were to get all 6 of these figures, you'd complete Ninja Batman. This figure was quite large, although it didn't seem like he needed to be a Build-A-Figure. And here's the final wave of Mattel DC Multiverse figures, and they went out with a bang. This is the best wave by far that I've had in years from Mattel. Usually there's maybe 1 figure a wave, if I'm lucky 2 that I'm really interested in. This is a home run, all 6 figures, the Build-A-Figure, they were all right in my alley, all stuff I really wanted, and all stuff they should have done years ago. We have Dick Grayson, Nightwing as Batman, Tim Drake as Red Robin, that's his current identity in the Rebirth. Jason Todd as Red Hood in his traditional biker outfit. Alfred with 3 head variants. You can make 4 different figures of this guy. Katana in a modern look. And then KG Beast, a Bat Rogue never released before. And to top that off, Collect and Connect Killer Croc. I mean, come on. Mattel went out with some really nice sculpts, some really nice figures, really nice character selection. If they had done this 5 years ago, they would probably still have the DC line today. But God, they decided to make so many different versions of Green Lantern and Superpowers and reuse the same sculpts over and over and over again. These are mostly brand new sculpts. I mean, I do see some familiarity. Pretty sure Batman is the same as John Stewart Green Lantern. I really wish they had done this a long time ago. So let's check them out. Collect and Connect Killer Croc. Batman, DC Multiverse. Here he is in the package. He has an unmasked Dick Grayson head, which could be useful for so many things. You can see the entire wave here, and then a giant collecting deck Killer Croc. Next figure, Tim Drake as Red Robin. Tim Drake is my favorite Robin. He was the Robin when I was reading comics when I was a teenager and a preteen. And now he's Red Robin, similar to his Robin look, and I'm really happy this is the only figure they've made with the Rebirth Red Robin look. McFarlane just announced one, and it's in the New 52 look, which really disappoints me. There's that Croc again. Red Hood here. He has not exactly an unmasked Jason Todd head, but Jason Todd with the helmet off and the domino mask on. Very nice. They made a Red Hood years ago, but it's this crazy dome head version that Jason Todd wore for like no time at all. I don't know why they didn't make this guy 5 or 10 years sooner. Alfred Pennyworth. First time Mattel made one of these, at least in the DC Universe Classics line. This guy's fantastic. You have a comic version, 1966 version, 1989 version, and the Outsider head. Couldn't have asked for a better figure. This figure here is the highest rated figure I've ever reviewed on YouTube with a 9.5. He's just so good. Then we have Katana. I use this version as an agent of the Bat. I like that. Her outfit's pretty dark. And finally, we have the KG Beast. First time they made this villain in figure form, at least in the 6 and 7 scale. Mezco made one later. Both fantastic figures. Did a great job on this guy. Here's the Dick Grayson as Batman. It's done on a much slimmer, smaller body than your typical Batman figure, and I thought that was a really good idea. You'll differentiate him from all the Bruce Wayne as Batman figures. But then, they ended up using a smaller body for a bunch of Batmans before the line ended. Here's Red Robin. I absolutely love this figure. This is the only proper Rebirth Red Robin they've made from any company. And if you fudge him in, he can kind of work with the McFarlane Rebirth Batman. And here's Red Hood. My God, why did they do this 15 years sooner? It's a mystery to me. This figure would have sold like hot shit, I guarantee it. Here's Alfred. He's definitely my favorite Alfred figure. Batman needs his Alfred. I use this guy in a ton of comparisons and videos. This is one of my favorite figures from the Multiverse line. Either him or Clayface. And of course, I had to get 5 of these Alfred figures. One to keep Unopen, and all 4 to open with the different various heads. I mean, how could Mattel do such an awesome job with this figure after doing such a shitty job for so many years? Being lazy, taking so many shortcuts. This Alfred, with 4 different heads, and the likenesses are just amazing. Look at that Michael go. I do not understand. And Mattel, if this is going to be the end, they made it such a good end, and it made it even that much more bittersweet. And then we have Katana. Probably the best Katana figure out there. I really want to get one from her old classic look from Batman and the Outsiders. And KG Beast here, he's fantastic. Not a perfect figure, but I was so happy to add another rogue to the mix. Between him and Reaper, the previous couple waves, some real nice additions to the Batman Rogues Gallery. And if you were to get all 6 figures, you could collect and connect, build a figure Killer Croc. This is a fantastic, giant-looking Killer Croc. And there was this wave of 3 Target-exclusive figures. We have a Toy Biz throwback Batman and Joker, and then what appears to be a comic Poison Ivy. Batman, DC Comics, Multiverse, just like the old Toy Biz or even Kenner Dark Knight Collection Batman. Keaton looking suit, similar accessories. On the back, you can see all 3 of these figures. Joker here. Since we're never going to get a Jack Nicholson Joker from one of these cheaper companies like this is about the closest we're ever going to get. Definitely looks like the Toy Biz version. Even has some acid you can touch with flour. Although the art on here definitely implies it's based off the comics, and it very well could be. And then Poison Ivy here. They could have simply re-released the DC Signature Collection Poison Ivy and painted her flesh colored, but they didn't do that, and I appreciate that. crossbow, plant accessories. Here's this Batman, done on the slimmer Dick Grayson Nightwing Batman body. Now I imagine they didn't get the rights to make a toy biz throwback wave. That's why the art on the package is comic art. Here's this Joker. Probably the closest thing we'll ever get to a Jack Nicholson Joker in the sort of cheaper 6-7 inch range. And here's Poison Ivy. Nice comic Poison Ivy. Can't believe it took them so many years to crank one out. Then they also had the Mattel DC Multiverse Signature Collection. They were doing a bunch of figures from the films and live action. We have the Val Kilmer Batman Forever Batman, the Heath Ledger Dark Knight Joker, and the Danny DeVito Batman Returns Penguin. Signature Collection, Multiverse. Here's Batman. This is the only Val Kilmer Batman figure ever done at 6 and 7 inch scale. Grabbing a launcher, couple hands. Back shows him, shows Flash from the old TV show. Then we have a Heath Ledger Joker, and this figure has been done to death by a ton of companies, and even Mattel, although this one was a vast improvement. On the back side, you can see the Penguin. And then the Penguin. Once again, the only version of the Danny DeVito Penguin done in the 6 and 7 inch scale. I was always hoping NECA would make one, but they ran out of time. Top hat, umbrella. It's a really nice sculpt on this guy. Here's the Val Kilmer Batman. And it's an okay figure. Unfortunately, they didn't really go much further with his line of Batmans. I would love to have had a live action Batman from each film lined up together, all in the same scale and style. Here's the Heath Ledger Joker from Dark Knight, based off the body from the Multiverse Alfred figure. Big improvement from Mattel's previous Joker. Here's the Danny DeVito Penguin. Great figure. Cloth jacket. Big fat sculpt. I like this guy a lot. And here's Mattel's DC Multiverse Platinum Collection. I only have one figure from this. It's an Injustice 2 Batman in his armored suit. These are made with die-cast metal. They only made Batman and Superman, but I didn't feel like I needed the Superman. As you can see, Platinum Collection, Batman, Injustice 2, made of metal, DC Multiverse. On the back, got Superman and the Batman, and he looks an awful lot like the Arkham Knight. Here's this Batman. Really cool looking figure. I almost want to put him on my Arkham Knight shelf. And this guy is heavy, made of metal, very dense, not hollow. And there's this final multi-pack. This is the Strange Lives of Batman. Sort of looks like an old book, 80-page giant Batman. This had 4 figures with a bunch of different looks. This is some kind of San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but you could only get it if you actually went there. And as someone who really never goes to one of those, that really sucks. Normally you can get these things online also. It took a really long time, but I was able to track down a couple of these sets at the FAO Schwartz website. No idea why they're the ones that get it, but I was happy to finally check out the list. It looks like an old comic book. You can see the old school comic panels. This set was based on the ridiculous Batman figures like Zebra Batman, Rainbow Batman. Now this one here is completely sealed, never to be opened, but it had an amazing package on the inside of this. The packaging was absolutely gorgeous of this thing. I couldn't throw away the one that I opened, and I don't hold on to really any boxes. 4 different comic panels with each Batman, and it was like they just jumped out of the pages. Very, very nice exclusive set. Here are the 4 Batman figures that came in this set. We have Negative Batman, Rainbow Batman, Silver Age Batman, and Zebra Batman. In addition to that, they gave you interchangeable parts so you can make 3 other Batman figures. An Alien Batman, a Robot Batman, and the Unmasked Bruce Wayne Batman. I like this set and Zebra Batman so much. I went out and had a Zebra Man commissioned for me. Batman fought Zebra Man in the issue where he wore this costume. Absolutely ridiculous. During the interim, after DC Universe Classics ended, and before Multiverse started, there was a smaller Mattel DC Multiverse line, 4-inch scale line, and personally, I despise that scale. My entire collection is based off 6 and 7-inch action figures. When Mattel switched, I was pissed. I would not support this line in any way, shape, or form. Made me so angry every time I'd see like a Batwoman or a GCBD swap pack. I would have loved things like that in the 6-inch scale, but it is what it is. Eventually this line failed and then went back to 6-inch. Thank God. I do want to give an honorable mention to these 2-packs. Arkham City, Nightwing vs. Killer Croc, Arkham City, Batman vs. Clayface, and Arkham City, Batman vs. Solomon Grundy. I got these sets because these large, oversized figures, they kind of fit in with your 6-inch stuff. Nightwing, Killer Croc, little jail cell here, and you can interlock these jail cells together. If you get 4 of these 2-packs, you can make an entire cell. Nightwing, Killer Croc. You can see the other sets. Clayface and Batman. I love me some Clayface figures. And Solomon Grundy versus Batman. Man, these would have been so cool if they did them with a 6-inch scale. Here are all 3 of these villains. I stood them next to a DC Universe Classics Batman so you can see they kind of fit in with your 6-inch figures, and that's why I got these 3. Another honorable mention, this is a Mattel Arkham Knight Batmobile. It's designed for the 4-inch figures, but this thing was so cool I wanted to get it. It was some kind of San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but it has light, has sounds, has battle mode and regular mode. Always wish they would give us an Arkham Knight Batmobile for the 6 or 7-inch scale. Things like a briefcase has a little handle on top. Mattel, Batmobile, Arkham Knight. Fantastic packaging, fantastic vehicle. Here's the Arkham Knight Batmobile. Although it's scaled way too small for my collection, it's still a really nice, beautiful piece. I was really into Arkham Knight at the time, and I wanted to have a representation of this Batmobile. And this car can transform into battle mode. Such a cool feature. So that was my collection of Mattel DC Multiverse figures. DC Multiverse started out pretty weak, but ended with a very big bang. I feel like if Mattel wasn't so lazy, and they did some stuff like they did at the end, years ago, they would totally still have the license. They're good figures, they sold like hotcakes. They're bad figures, they peg-warmed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next video is going to be on the Mattel 1966 Batman collection. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure collection and action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.